Hello again and welcome to another edition of Southern Country. Hi, I'm Herb Suds and welcome to the show. On this show, I'm very happy to say I have Izak and West. How you doing?
Great. Doing pretty good, Herb.
All right.
Good to be here.
We have Kit and Pony. Now, let me talk about Kit for a second here. Kit's a self-taught guitarist, lead singer, and plays rhythm guitar in the duo, correct?
That's correct.
And how long have you been playing guitar?
Oh, let's see. Probably since I was about 14.
Okay.
Self-taught.
Okay, and how long have you been singing?
Probably since I was 14.
14. And how long have you been writing songs?
Probably since.
I was
I'm
14.
I'm kidding. Really, I didn't take up songwriting seriously until probably. Gosh, I say that word a lot, don't I?
We met.
Yeah, till we formed this duo
Duo.
here.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about Pony, who plays a mean harmonica.
I didn't study for this test.
No. Do you play a mean harmonica?
My harmonicas are actually
Pretty nice.
pretty tame.
They're
I
pretty
tame
tame.
them, yeah.
Do ya?
Yeah, I'm a harmonica tamer.
You're a harmony vocal with Kit. How long have you been a singer?
Gee, really, I was in radio before I started this,
Right.
and then that's when we met, and she was singing in a band. And I said, well, how would you like to be on my radio show? And we'll do some funny songs and see what happens. And so we started writing funny songs, parody songs
Right.
like, you know, Cletus T. Judd
Yeah,
does.
sure.
You just change the words around from a familiar song. And then, so we did that, and we put them on the air, and the phones lit up. And we got along so well, too, and before you knew it, we were recording or writing more serious songs
You became
together.
a songwriter at that point?
Yeah.
You never were a
Well, no,
songwriter
not
before?
myself. My mother was a songwriter.
Okay.
Not a successful one, but that was her dream, actually.
Okay.
She never really was able to pursue it.
How long have you been a harmonica player?
I was 5 years old when I
When you
got my
started
first
playing?
harmonica.
Did
When
you
you-
rehearse your answers? Because I didn't.
I just about rehearsed these questions. When you listen to your CD all fired up, a wonderful bouquet of music will blossom, but with a distinct Izak and West sound. Define Izak and West sound.
Oh, pigeonhole us, huh?
Nail you right down now. Let's nail you down.
I would have to say the Izak and West sound is true from our hearts. A lot of the songs are self-experiences we had experienced.
That's good.
And
Do you make people
just-
smile when you sing?
I think I do.
Okay,
I
good.
think I do. And what really gets me is when they sing the song back to you. I think that
That was
gets
a
me.
big out west thing, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, it was.
Came back to you
Yes,
right
sir.
now there. You have a unique style to the world of country music. What's so unique about the world of the way you put music together and sing it? You have a song variety that remains true to their country roots. That's what I read.
Well, it's
Is
just
that true?
a kind of a sound that when you put us together and we start making music, you can always tell a certain song, like, okay, the Dixie Chicks have a certain sound. You can
Right.
say that's their sound.
Right.
And we sort of have our sound too, but it's really not one particular sound. Each song on the CD is a little different, and so you're going to hear a cha-cha here, and a ballad here, and maybe some Southern rock influence on the next song, something like that.
A question now, you talk about the sounds and everything, the Dixie Chicks and everything. That was a question that was coming up down here somewhere, but I might as well ask it to you right now. What one sound or one, whether it's the guitar or the harmonica or something, that's going to define your sound when somebody turns the radio on and they hear you going, singing? Well, they know that it's Izak and West. Now, I just read an article I read a book about Horace Logan. He was the head of the Louisiana Hayride back in the 50s and the 40s. And he said Johnny Cash got together with the Tennessee Two, which was Luther Perkins and W.S. Grant. And they couldn't play guitar worth a damn, but they had a different sound. And that signifies Johnny Cash's sound today.
That's a really good question. We can't wait to find out the answer.
Okay?
Only
That's
the
all.
fans will tell us.
All right.
They'll say, hey, I
But
knew that was
he-
you when I heard it.
Okay, all right, 'cause I was just wondering, because, yeah, I happened to read that just the other day. I was reading the whole book on Horace Logan. Yeah. Is your music wild and free? It was described as wild and free.
I would say so.
It's wild. What makes it
Yes.
wild and free? Okay.
Well,
Us.
we don't have a
Okay.
major record label looking
So it's-
down our...
Right, so you
So
have
we have our
creative control.
exactly, creative
There you go.
control, and so we can be as wild and free as we want on stage or writing songs.
Nobody tells you what to do, you're on your
Right.
own. Good, that's the way it should be. That's the way, I think that's great. You get a lot of respect from the country radio people, since everything was fine till Mama Got a Mustang from your All Fired Up album. What kind of respect are you getting from country radio?
Well, they like the fact that we're doing it all ourselves, that
Right,
that we're pretty much just we produced it. We wrote
Yep.
all the songs, we produced it, we mixed it, we edited it, we did the artwork and everything.
Let me
And
pat you on the back.
where'd you learn how to do all this?
I don't know.
Well, when we first got to town in Nashville, we did a lot of homework,
Okay,
and we saw how things work out there. And it's called, we did a lot of, what do you call it, networking. So,
Yeah.
that helped out.
Yeah, we stayed focused, and then we would go out and listen to music. And if we heard a fiddle player up on stage, we'd say, "Ooh, he would sound good on this song." So we would approach him and say, "Hey, can you come in the studio and do some fiddle on this particular song?" So there's so many musicians that took part in this, and it's just a very special CD.
Yeah, you're a singer, you're a musician, songwriter, producer, and entertainers all in one.
yes.
You call the radio stations yourself to talk to them?
Yes,
Of
we
course
do.
you do, because you talk
Yes,
to
we
me.
do. That's right.
You called me. How'd you two meet?
Well,
You fell off a train,
I fell off this wagon. No, I'm kidding. Up in Indiana, I was singing in a club. She explained this just a little bit ago. She took a radio job in northern Indiana.
Right.
And I was at a club one night with some friends, and they talked me into getting up there singing karaoke, and which
Okay.
I don't do
loved
any.
her voice.
Yeah?
And that's how she picked me to do the songs on her radio show. for
How
the
long
morning
did you
show.
know each other before you discovered you were a songwriter, your songwriting abilities? As a duo?
About 6 hours?
Yeah, I would
Oh,
say.
man, you were
yeah.
that quick, huh? By the time the night was out, the bottle was empty, you were singing.
That's the truth.
That's the truth, but not anymore. I
You
lay out the
start-
sauce.
You started writing parody songs for your radio show. Sing us one. Do you remember one? Do
Oh.
Oh, gosh.
you remember one?
You fell to pieces?
Turned Patsy Cline's I Fall to Pieces, well, we both did this, into You Fell to Pieces. It goes, you fell to pieces. This was for the Chicago Cubs
We don't-
baseball team, so
Okay.
this will make sense when I sing it.
Okay, let's set it up.
You fell to pieces each time you stepped to the plate. You fell to pieces. Now it's another year we'll have to wait.
That was pretty good.
Thank you.
Pretty good. That was a big hit on the radio show, huh?
It went
How'd
nationally
it do
to
with the
like,
Chicago Cubs?
you know, I don't know if they
Never heard.
really liked it or not, but Rick Dees liked it. He played it on his
Rick
radio
did.
show.
Okay. When did you start changing from parody to country songs?
7 hours?
7 hours
That was
later.
later, all right.
Yeah.
Did you ever write for anybody else?
We have co-written with a good friend who became a good friend of ours in Nashville, Jan Buckingham.
That was one of my questions coming up. Go ahead. Okay.
She wrote a famous hit. What was it called? I can't ever
That was a
think.
good
right.
one. That was a real
She wrote
one.
many.
She wrote many hits.
Why don't we show Mustang video? Before we show the Mustang video, talk about it, where it was made, how long it took, and anything unusual that happened while you were making that video.
Okay.
Anything funny
All right.
happened during it?
Hit it,
or-
Pony.
Me?
Hit it, Pony.
Well, we were up in Grand Lake, Colorado, and I saw this, we both saw this lady drive up to this lake, and she dropped her 2 kids off. And then she took a scarf out of her hair and let the top off the Mustang and just hit the gas and tore out of there with the V8. And I looked at her and I said, I bet everything was fine till Mama got that Mustang.
And that was how the song title came about?
And she said, write that down. So then we went back to the cabin and we wrote a verse, did some fishing, finished the song by the next day. So.
Wow. And it was shot in Nashville.
outside of Nashville in
Okay.
Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
And that was you two in the back seat of the Mustang as it was spinning around?
That's us.
Yeah, with the hands. Yeah, I saw you two in there. I saw you
Like a
two.
roller coaster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was driving, Mama?
Yeah, she's an actress.
She's an actress?
Uh-huh.
She knew how to handle that GT, huh?
She sure did.
Yeah.
We were shocked.
Now, I say spinning donuts. You say spinning cookies.
No, you say spinning cookies, I say spinning donuts.
Okay,
we
whatever.
We spin some pastries in this, and it's a lot of
There
fun.
you go. You moved to Nashville and wanted to get discovered real quickly.
We thought that would happen.
What is your definition of real quickly? It's just up now?
Yeah. Oh, it went by so fast. That was real quick.
What
Real quickly
what obstacles?
would be like the first time we played somewhere, we thought, oh boy, we're going to get discovered, you know.
What obstacles did you run into on your way to stardom? So on your way to quick stardom,
Other singers
Other
with the
singers.
same
same idea.
same dream and same
dream?
idea of getting discovered quickly. So
In all your busy times in Nashville, you found time to go to the studios, and in 2 years you emerged with a CD. How did you get studio time? Rented? You rented? They rent studio
Yeah,
time?
we
down
we
there?
had to rent it. So.
And you didn't have a label deal either?
no.
No, so you just, because I know a lot of people you just don't go knocking on doors and say, here I am, you know, I want to cut a CD. So I was just wondering how
That's
you
right.
did that. You attended Songwriters Nights in Nashville?
Yes.
Had that help you?
Yes, it opened a few doors for us with, like Pony said earlier, getting musicians who
Right.
wanted to play with us. They wanted
Right.
to know if we had a band. And actually, that's how we picked up our guitar player. We saw him play at a writer's night. He now plays with Brad Martin. He's on the road, but he still plays with us, I think.
Now, what kind of music did you play at these Songwriters Nights? Self-written tunes? And
Self-written,
any of them on that CD?
all of them.
Oh, you tested them at the Writers Nights?
Test
You
marketed all of those.
You played at Bluebird and Sutters
Yes.
and all them, huh? Let's talk about the Get Out of My Eyes Teardrop. We'll show the video in a couple minutes. Let's talk about it and where the waterfalls was and all that kind of stuff, and how anything funny happened doing, anything unusual that these people out there would like to know about.
The funny thing about this video is it didn't follow a storyline because all the good footage was shot when we didn't know we were being shot.
I saw some of that.
So most of the footage on it is actually just us goofing around, which when we edited it and when they started editing it, they said, well, gee, this is the best part of you. This really shows who you are. You know, you're goofy, you're funny, and let's just put this out there and see what happens. Let them get to know you better. You know, no storyline or anything, just us acting silly.
The idea from the song came from where? Get Out of My Eyes
Oh,
Teardrop.
geesh.
Bad, we don't want to get into it? That was a long-lost memory.
Okay, how much time do you have, folks? It's just a song about a lost love of mine.
Of yours?
Yes,
Okay.
an ex-boyfriend, and
Okay.
actually, after I wrote the song, it actually helped put closure on the
All right.
relationship, so,
Well, let's just say it was his loss,
yes, that's his
okay?
life.
What do you do to relax? You were just saying camping and backwoods and all that kind of stuff. What do you do? Walmart?
No, I go to Kmart then to
Kmart.
relax. No,
Okay. That's a little change in pace.
Yeah, a little change up. I play video games or, what else do I do? I draw.
Do you?
Yeah, I draw.
Oh, cool. What about that expedition up the Great Divide where you kind of, one of them, you broke your leg or something?
Well, we took a mountain
And it got dark
hike.
on you?
Yeah, over
Yes.
the Great Divide. and
Yeah.
It started getting dark on the way back. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember it well, 'cause I about went off the cliff.
Yeah, that's right. And it happened to be a full moon or something, so we knew if we got to the meadow, we'd be able to possibly find the trail, or if not, we'd hear the roar from the river. And you did slip and fall and hurt your ankle on top
And
of
it was called Slippery Rock.
Slippery Rock, I read that.
Yeah, I should have saw the signs, but you know, there weren't any posted.
How about, let's do the website.
Bear's not going to tell you.
Yeah.
What's the
Watch
website?
out for that rock, sister.
Izak and West is the website?
IZAKANDWEST, isaacandwest.com.
Okay. And talk about this CD changing, the
Oh,
CD here.
yes.
They won't be able to find this actual CD after when?
That's right.
After March 5th, it's going to come out in the stores nearest you, hopefully. And it won't look like this CD because there was a limited number of these made, and they're going to change the look of it. So these are going to be a collector's item, folks. And if you order it at our website, we'll autograph it for you, too.
Anybody's name you want, we'll put on it.
Doesn't matter.
You want me
Yeah.
to write Cher on my CD? I'll do that.
Sure.
Have you two been recognized on the street yet? When you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
How
we
did it
have.
feel?
It felt really neat. Actually, in a place, we went to Dallas, and we went to a club. And when we walked in, two gentlemen started singing "Get Out of My Eyes."
Get out, yeah?
Yeah,
That's
it was
pretty cool.
awesome.
That was cool. Have you, how did it feel to hear your song for the first time on the radio? Have you ever, that has happened, I presume?
I thought it was the CD, so I just,
We didn't know.
You didn't know
We
it was going
missed
on?
it. We
Oh.
missed that one.
Oh. Who have you opened for so far? As far as stage
some
performance?
wild guys.
Wild guys, and they are to boot.
Okay.
Confederate Railroad.
Oh, yeah, Danny Shirley. He did the show with me. Yeah, he was good.
And George Dukas, who's really cool because he
Is
takes
he
in...
still around? I didn't know George was still recording.
He's around Nashville, and
Okay.
he takes in stray animals, so I think he's totally cool.
Oh, he
Is
is.
he?
He is cool.
And who else? Chad Brock.
Chad Brock. Chad Brock.
Chad Brock, yeah. All right. Who's your influences, business and non-business? Who's your influence in business, recording stars?
Well, there's just so many. It's hard to
Give us
narrow it down.
One, 2, and 3.
1, 2, and 3.
Well, Garth did some cool things with his label. I mean, he's pretty smart as far as marketing.
Yeah, Garth is cool.
And the chicks, they haven't made a mistake yet. I mean, they're just,
going.
they're perfect to watch and see
Right.
what they do.
And
You pay.
Emmy Lou Harris with
Oh,
her
she's
longevity.
phenomenal. She's phenomenal.
Oh, yeah.
She has an incredible voice. Who do you pay tribute to any of these artists during your shows? Do you sing any of their
Well-
songs or any of the?
There's a song that we haven't recorded yet that's one of ours, and we pay tribute to Lacey J. Dalton.
Oh yeah, sure.
in it.
16th
We mentioned-
Avenue. She
yeah.
was great with that.
So,
Who's your favorite duet partner other than each other? I shouldn't say that. I don't even know if your favorite.
The Mirror. No. It sings back to me when I sing to it. See.
The Mirror.
Favorite
That's a
duet
good one.
partner? I don't have one. Do you? Except Pony. I
Okay.
haven't sung with anybody.
We're totally loyal, I guess.
What was your favorite song when you were growing up?
Favorites. I never really picked favorites of anything, but I bet you had one, Good Ship Lollipop or something. You do.
I had, I like, which it's not a country song,
It's all right.
but I would hope to redo it someday with my fellow partner here in crime, Rhyme.
Rhyme.
Rhyme. That's a good one.
It would have to be Wild World, Cat Stevens.
Oh, okay. That eliminates that next question. We always country. I guess not. Do you think success will help you or hurt you? I don't mean dollar-wise. I mean, in general.
That's a good question.
'Cause
And
some people just can't handle it.
yeah, we're waiting to find out.
Okay.
If it gets too much, we'll
Well, you got
probably
two
just
of
go
you to
right
deal
out
with
of it because we're in it to share our music, and
Yeah.
if it's not fun anymore, forget it. And so we're not signed any long-term contracts other than our distribution right now. So
Right. Okay. You're female Brooks and Dunn, I read, huh?
that's what they
Yeah,
say.
That's what I was told. What was the embarrassing moments on stage, all your performances, if you remember?
I've got one. Do you have any?
I'll think while you tell
Okay. We were playing at a club in downtown Nashville on Broadway, Lower Broad, called Gibson Guitar Cafe. It's not open anymore. And it was a hot, hot summer day. They didn't have air conditioning on, so they had the doors open. I guess something was wrong, but as I went to sing a note that my mouth had to be wide open, in flew a fly. Needless to say, the note didn't come out.
Where'd the fly go?
Yeah, what happened to that fly?
The fly passed on, and then a few days later, I passed on the fly.
Oh my gosh.
Ugh. Ugh.
I can't top
I think
that.
I think we've all swallowed a fly somewhere in our, that's.
So that's my
What-
most embarrassing.
That was a pretty good one. What was the worst thing, what was the oddest thing or most unusual thing you ever autographed from an audience member?
A picture that said, your picture. Suds and Country. Yeah, that was it now.
I autographed, which was weird, but our drummer's drumstick for somebody.
That's true.
Drumstick,
Yeah.
huh?
Drumstick.
Well, that was pretty cool. How old were you when you first started to sing? What, 14?
Yeah.
That was it?
That was one of your first questions.
Before that, yeah, but your earliest time you started.
Oh, gosh, I'd have to say it was when I was 6 years old, my mother
Church?
says. No,
No?
in the little half bath at our house.
Okay.
I was singing, and my mom came up to the door. This is what she says, but I don't remember it. She says, "Who's that singing so pretty in the bathroom?"
What were you singing? What was your song?
I don't know.
What was the first song you ever wrote?
First song I ever wrote. I don't know. Colorado Baby.
It's not on there?
First real song I think I ever wrote that I was proud of would be
on
Colorado
there.
Baby.
Tell you what we're gonna do, we're wrapping up this interview.
Aw.
We're gonna put on, we'll wrap it up with, what are we gonna wrap it up with, Mama again? Let's wrap it up and show that. All
Okay.
right?
Mama Mustang.
Mama Mustang.
All right.
Everything was fine.
until Mama got a Mustang.
Thanks for being on the show, appreciate it.
Thank you. Harry.
And lots of success
Thanks.
in your career, appreciate you being on the show.
Great
Here's
to be here.
Izak and West, once again in Southern Country, wrapping up this edition.